Hello everyone, thank you for watching Member Profile. I'm Shelley Young, a member of HKSI. In this program, we are delighted to have member Dr. Ronald Chung as our guest. Dr. Ronald Chung was the managing partner of Equity Consulting Company Limited. He's a leading expert in financial markets and has close to 20 years of experience conducting trainings for investment bankers, analysts, portfolio and money managers, as well as private bankers. Prior to returning to Asia, Dr. Chung was a Director of Research for Credit Research Foundation and a Senior Consultant for Treasury Management Association in USA. Dr. Chung returned to Hong Kong in 1999. As a consultant, he worked with different financial institutions and public organizations and conducted training programs for graduate trainees as well as senior staff. He is a renowned trainer for HKSI since 2007. Hi, Dr. Chung. Thank you for joining us today. We understand you started your career as a professor in finance. How did you get into the commercial world of finance? Could you tell us some of the exciting changes in your career?
Yeah, when I was at kindergarten, I decided that I wanted to study a lot, so I ended up with a PhD. But after that, I didn't really have any experience in the industry, and I was teaching finance, which is a business discipline. So I decided that I needed some actual experience, and therefore I quit my teaching position at university and started looking for work. And fortunately, I got a research position at a think tank that serves Fortune 500 companies in the area of credit. So I joined them and I started interacting with CFOs and chief finance officers in Fortune 500 companies like Pfizer and Disney and P&G and the like. So, and since then I've been in the industry. I'm still training, which is I guess still part of teaching, but now in the classroom I can bring in a lot more real life practices, real life experience.
You have an extraordinary career as a consultant and trainer with extensive research and training experience in US and Asia. Despite many achievements you made, were there any challenges or difficulties through the years? How did you handle with them?
The challenge being a trainer, I guess the most important thing is we don't really train inexperienced people. We are there to serve the people with experience, whether it is mid-career or even senior guys. And as a result, you always question yourself how you're going to add value. And therefore, we have to be ahead. We have to be state-of-the-art. And we have to go very, very fast in order to, I guess, serve these participants.
How do you see the challenges working as a consultant and full-time trainer for banking and finance industry?
Again, in training we have to be state-of-the-art, and in the banking and finance area, this is more specifically the case because number one, you have continuous changes in the regulatory sector, and so we have to catch up with that. Number two, the field itself is extremely competitive, and therefore, again, we have to be alert with all the changes in the competitive environment. Number three, there's a tremendous amount of innovation in the products and services area. So we have to keep ourselves up to date with the products, what's being offered in the marketplace. And then finally, number four, the customers itself of banks and financial institutions actually are learning very quickly, and they are becoming very knowledgeable with the products and everything as well. And as they get sophisticated, the bankers needs to be more sophisticated, and we need to help people like the bankers to get themselves updated, up to date. And so it's not an easy thing to do.
How do you keep yourself updated with the market?
A lot of research in terms of data, information, models. We read a lot, both book-wise or industry updates. We talk to people a lot. We talk to practitioners, looking at what's being introduced in the marketplace. We'll also talk to academics and see what type of research they are doing right now. So you really have to do an all-around comprehensive type of fact-finding, understanding, and building your own arsenal of knowledge base.
As a seasoned trainer, could you share with us the importance of staff training for financial institutions?
Staff, if any companies, if any bank's going to win, they're going to win in terms of human resources. And therefore, staff training and development, it's probably the most important area. Because in terms of bank products, any bank, any financial institution can offer similar products. So really, if you want to have a competitive edge, then it is the people, it is their knowledge, it is their relationship with the clients. And so staff training is probably number one priority.
What are the hot topics of training for today's financial institutions?
Right now, I guess the number one hot topic would be products and its relationship with new government regulations coming down the pipeline. From a financial institution's perspective, risk management is another hot area because of all the uncertainty that's going on in around the global macroeconomic environment. I guess those are the two, and then people are also talking about going back to basic, really understand what it takes to create value for customers. So we do get some of those fundamental but more detailed analysis and concepts requests by clients as well.
How do you see your success in the industry? And what are the attributes of a successful consultant and trainer?
I guess the most important thing is willing to take on responsibilities. The jobs that are coming our ways are, of course, not the run-of-the-mills type that anybody can offer. It's usually a unique area that very few people have looked into, and so you just have to take on the responsibility, be proactive in finding out about market practices, collecting data, doing research, and be competent, and then the heart of helping out people is it's also very, very important, because we're not going into a training session and just going through the motion. I'd like to make sure that whoever participated get some value out of it, be it a very small idea, be it a minor idea, be it one idea rather than a full range of ideas, because all that the participant needs maybe is just that one idea to make them click, and and as a result, it will be helpful to them in their work.
What's your advice to people who want to succeed in banking and finance industry? How should they equip themselves to develop their career?
I guess a lot of people that strive into getting into banking and finance started out wanting to be a banker and so on and so forth, and to make money, because the industry from a pay perspective has been attractive. But at the end of the day, I kind of tell people this too. It is not just the financial techniques and the calculations and modeling and so on that creates value. You create value by helping out entrepreneurs on the funding side or on the investing side, and therefore it is really the heart to help, wanting to help people, rather than I know how to build whatever model and I know how to do whatever calculations. That is important, because at the end of the day, it is, for example, in an entrepreneurial perspective, it is how you help the entrepreneur to structure a funding solution, and eventually they grew big and became successful. That's how finance adds value. Not quite just calculation and say, here's what we can do for you in an IPO or debt arrangement type of setting.
What do you enjoy about your work? What's the biggest satisfaction?
My biggest satisfaction is being able to deliver value to the participants. So let's say at the end of a session, if people come back to me and say, here's my business card and may I have yours? Or is there any other courses that you offer? Or are you on Facebook? Can I add you on Facebook? Yeah, in those cases, you know that they receive value, and as a result, we're happy about it. The other thing that I feel blessed about is a lot of the times we look at different topics, we look at new topics, and I got to do research and find out about what the newest trend is and how certain tools are being applied and so on and so forth. So I can be state of the art. And so, you know, together with the people piece, it's a very good, nice area to be in.
Do you read a lot? Any books you want to recommend to members, especially young members?
Yeah, I do read a lot, as you can see from the back here. And a somewhat recent book that I've read I would highly recommend to young members would be The Outliers. Not about statistical distribution, but how they can work hard to become an outlier in terms of success. So that's something that I would recommend them to read a lot about.
What's your life philosophy? What do you do outside work?
Outside of work, I pretty much try to spend as much time with family as much as possible. In that regard, I guess my life philosophy is our life is here actually for other people, and so it's a matter of how I choose to spend my time with whom. And therefore it defines my life and therefore my work. I also volunteer to help out the underprivileged a little bit, and sometimes you learn from them. Sometimes you learn from the youngsters from the edges, and it also gives you a sense of how lucky we sometimes all are.
Dr. Chung, thanks for sharing your experience with us today. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.